Hey everyone, Mike Clark here with Heidi Don, who's an estate plan attorney here in the Belleville, O'Fallon area. And just wanted to talk to you a little bit about estate planning in general. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell me, Heidi, what is elder care law? What exactly does that mean? Or entail, I should say.
Yeah. So we do estate planning and elder law. And I feel like the elder law component, it's interesting because most elder law firms are kind of solo or small firms. And it is really just kind of developed, I would say, in the last 15, 20 years. But to me, it's not only the estate planning side because they tie in, they're definitely intertwined with the estate plan, but it's also having the conversation with families. Son or daughters have come home to visit mom and dad are in their 70s or 80s. They come home for Thanksgiving. They realize somebody is failing or the health situation has changed, and they call us and say, hey, I know my mom and dad did their will and powers of attorney with you. Can we sit down and talk to you? We're concerned about their status. Do they need independent living? Do they need to move to assisted living? Or something has changed. So the elder law component for me is really assisting families with that season of their life. And whether it's, most of the time kids are trying to help parents guide them through figuring out the next steps. It's not only figuring out where do we place mom or dad, and they don't want to go, right?
No, they never want to go.
And so I really pride myself in having a lot of community resources at our fingertips of people that we've gotten to know and trust, and that our clients have brought to us and said, Heidi, this is an excellent, at-home nursing program. This is an excellent geriatric care manager. And so I've tried to build that database for years. And so that when clients call and say, I don't know what to do with mom or dad, we have people who we can advise that can come in and assess at the home. Maybe they're safe at home, they just need to pick up their rugs. But that's kind of the elder care component, is looking at the situation at that season, not only where are they safe? Is it at home? Is it in independent or assisted living or skilled nursing, if that's the case? Because a lot of people tend to stay home longer than they should. Are they safe at home? But then the second part of that is connecting them with the resources in the community to appropriately handle their situation. And then lastly, the elder law component of how are we going to pay for this care? And 99% of the time, I'm like, all right, it's time to call Mike Clark in. It's time to call the accountant in. What are the tax consequences if we have to start tapping into that IRA? It's there for their use and benefit, but everybody starts to panic, because you're going to pay the tax eventually. So I feel like the elder law component is really kind of helping them location-wise. Where are they safest to reside? How are their documents? Are they up to date? Are we good to go while they still have capacity? You can't sign documents if you don't know what's going on. And then also, lastly, how do we pay for that? And just sitting down with them and reviewing the assets. It is always critical for me. I really push clients. Now, if I saw them last year, that's one thing. But every time I see you, I want an update. Because money changes. Maybe you went on a trip around the world and you spent that IRA.
For sure.
But that helps guide the conversation. Not only assets, but income. Are you a veteran? Was your spouse a veteran? Is there a possibility that the aid and attendance benefit out at the VA level could assist with paying for some care? Or whether it's in home or in an assisted living? And if not, how are we going to pay for this nursing home? Do you have long-term care insurance, which is a huge component? And I don't know what you tell clients. I'm sure you tell them to look into it. But when people ask me, should I look into long-term care? I say, absolutely. At least get a quote. There's some cool policies out there. There's some cool hybrid options out there.
For sure.
And the times have clearly changed.
They have.
I don't see as many of those Cadillac policies, which is we'll pay forever.
I don't know that many are selling it anymore, right?
They're definitely not being sold. I'm just starting to see some of those old Cadillac policies bubble and go into effect. That's why the companies aren't selling them anymore. Right? So I feel like that's the elder law component. I mean, what makes from my perspective, that makes my office unique and myself unique is that every situation is different with the family. But when you come into our office, it's our goal to sit down with you and make sure that you can share your fears, what your concerns are, and that that you're being handled with kindness, and we're thinking through your situation, and every situation is different. I'd love to say we could put people in down a certain path, but
you cannot have a cookie cutter.
No, we do.
You can't, right? So one thing I want to remind everyone is that Heidi and myself, we don't know anything about you. Nothing that she's discussed today or I've mentioned should be thought of as a recommendation of any kind for you. If you have any questions about estate planning in any way, shape, or form, please reach out to Heidi. We're going to give a link and her phone number along with this content. So thanks.